I'm about to be the most biased commentator you've ever seen because my wife's about to win.
Oh boy.
And so, I think they said Onua Caden is next. So Caden, who we just saw, then Onua, probably.
Who do you think she's gonna play today? That's the real question.
She says she's committed. Like she needs to just play mainly Byleth, Belmont in some matchups, K-Roll in some matchups. I don't know if this is a matchup that what was it, Ridley, that you would need someone other than Byleth for.
I think Byleth should be good, but I think if she struggles, she usually switches when she's not feeling like in rhythm. In my experience, and
like potentially K-Roll because K-Roll's good against other big bodies.
Wouldn't be surprised if you see the K-Roll.
Yeah,
the big body.
She told me I mean, this is like 2 years ago when I played her, but she said she didn't like Belmonts against Ridley.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, so probably I think the K-Roll, unless I mean, I don't know what she plays lately at all, but if I had to just pick
She's
from
not a brawler anymore, does she? Not very much.
Not really. I think she pulled it out at Kansas KO, but she hadn't really been played it before then. And she's like, she's like, I think at this point she's like, she at locals, I think she's thinking about trying to build up new characters. But if we're at a regional, she's just like, I need to be smarter. There are 3 characters that I've been playing for years that I'm good at, and and so she just didn't play them. Because I think she's on whatever that ranking up to top 50 of all the characters. All 3 of those characters top 50, top 30. Right.
Yeah, I know early on especially she was very well known for the K-Roll.
Yeah.
Because people were not playing the character. Was that her first main? Do you remember?
Her first, at start of the game it was Zelda, but her first main that she really started playing with is Belmont. It's just the main thing is I think K-Roll's just the character that when she traveled is the one that ended up on stream. So that's the one she got known for as. And then during COVID streaming era and post-quarantine era, that's when she got known for as Byleth, but the Belmont's always just been there. It's just such a scary character, and as time goes on, there's only niche cases where you really want to be using Belmont against certain characters, and even then it's just this character dies if you breathe on it.
Yeah. That's such a high stress character to play because your setups have to be on point, and you're rolling the dice every time you're off stage. Especially against a character like Ridley, where they can just run off in there, and it makes 90% of your recovery options non-existent. You have to be really, really mindful how you mix up. So, I mean, we'll see how this goes. I didn't quite catch who you locked in.
It's K-Roll.
Okay, so K-Roll Ridley, not surprised at all. 2 big bodies, like you said. Having that armored nair, having those big buttons, a good dash attack, little burst option.
I don't know if Ridley's moves are strong enough to break crown armor too, so that might be a strong option in this one.
Yeah, no, there's one. But yeah, no, the recovery is going to be hard for really, I think, to cover unless Caden goes for a high risk down angle up we saw earlier from him on stream.
Like that,
yeah. Down, back here, not going to combo anything, unfortunately. We've seen a whole lot of swinging already. We're 30 seconds in and 115 has just flown by.
And so, a lot of Onua at the ledge, having to show a lot of the cards up her sleeve already just to get off, showing the side, the counter, showing the just drop down and regrab ledge stuff.
You see her plummet to the last one with an air, just trying to push that forward shoulder.
Right. I think she just felt at such a deficit that she just needed something to keep herself in the game.
I don't blame her. Going for that nair, just a slight push, can sometimes kill Ridley because you can only go in so many different moves, so they're not pink.
Yeah, and it's armored, so as long as
I was thinking she would go for the B reverse.
Turn around.
Yeah.
I think probably the way they were spaced out. I think if Ridley was closer, his fair would push his tail enough into her hurt box that the turnaround would hit, but I think she just was mainly just focused on mashing it to live.
Yeah. No, I don't blame her. I know she's definitely gone for that stuff a lot in the past. So
yeah, and when you're that far off stage, if you don't have a visual cue, and she doesn't play with game sound, you don't have anything to react to know oh, now it's time to turn around.
That's true. Especially being on the magnifying glass like that. But honestly, like, not a ton of damage to make up. Really not having any kill throws as far as I understand, actually. The only kill grab she has is like command grab on the side B.
Yeah, but finally realizing that she's having to up B from way too far off stage to be safe anymore. So just going in there, just have to give Kirill a love tap. Speaking of love tap, that almost killed him.
Wasn't very lovely, that tap, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, almost killing there. I'm surprised it did, to be honest. That forward smash is so strong.
Yeah, I think he's just lucky that like they were just all the way over at the other end of the stage. But I guess that's the benefit you reap from keeping control of the match, keeping stage control. But Onua just getting like one control of the match for just a hot second, able to convert that into a kill to even up the stocks.
I mean, both these players, like, they have the ability to blow you up at any moment, especially with the characters they pilot. But, you know, Onua, such a swing, like, she swings a lot of buttons, but she puts them in spots that are, like, good.
Yeah, like right there.
It can take your stock so quickly.
Yeah, I think, like, our friend Wisdom, like, says, like, her biggest strength, especially, like, playing these characters that are, like, super committal, is these are characters where you have to be right, but she's just really good at being right a lot.
Oh man, I'm surprised she didn't get the spike there. Not quite timed well. I was afraid of that hitbox probably before. Kill spark, not gonna take the stock yet.
Definitely like afraid that he was going to extend the hitbox above, so trying to place the downer higher up, but that means that she doesn't get to do the sweet spot.
Still, we take the damage, and definitely not out of question. The down throw up tilt might just do it. Ridley not quite heavy enough, and that raid's gonna help Sydney take that first stock, or first game rather, last stock. Going up 1-0 in this set. Good start for Onua.
It's also scary because I think earlier in her pool, she was playing against someone that whenever she buried them at like around that percent, they were still getting out. And so she had to go for like harder, more committal things. Like I need to jump in, forward. Yeah. But like if you're game one showing her that like, hey, I can't mash out of this at this percent. It's just like, all right, cool, win conditions down.
That up tilt is so fast. Yeah, it's like frame 5. So
it's safe on block.
Is it really?
That's how good. Well, it's because of the push back and the speed.
Yeah,
like it's just so good. And like an anti-airs, it just good move.
Pretty good move, yeah. And that berry, you only have 5 frames to get out, right?
Yeah.
Like after you take the berry, you get a few frames while K rolls in lag. But after that, it's frame 5 out of the box. So like, not many times will you be able to get out of that on a high percent. That I actually don't know when that's a true confirm, but it's got to be pretty close to 136.
Yeah.
I went for it again, we were talking about.
Yeah, so I think the fair is just probably too disjointed, or just like it just reaches too far for that to be something that really has to be scared of.
Oh, almost got that blunderbuss kill.
Just
so
barely
close.
not like active long enough.
Wow, great pickup from Cade. No down throw back there.
Yeah.
Very aware.
Both these characters are so scary because the reversals are so strong. Like she messed up like her kill setup, like just barely missed, and he was able to just turn it into like a death.
It can be that simple sometimes. Like you said, leg game meta and ultimate, that's just kind of how it works these days. Kill or be killed is the name of the game. Yeah, I don't think that is quite going to work out. That forward air is just, like you said, probably just too disjointed.
I feel like it'd honestly be better to just, against a character like this, to just save it for like not to try to hit them with it to kill, but like just to like to make them feel like they're having to stage tech.
Yeah.
And then like just trick them into air dodging.
Yeah, that would be an interesting way to use that. Like, oh, I'm countering your stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I got tech, and then you just reverse it. Like, that's actually really interesting.
Yeah, that's the main usage of it against characters that don't actually get hit by the turnaround hitbox.
Another back air. Such a great move from Ridley. Gonna take another stock.
Yeah.
Sydney knows that, you know, you're not gonna get a follow-up off that back air too often, so it's the reset, doesn't quite get it.
Yeah.
Cade's very patient, but that back returning crown, man, just barely off.
That's such like a hard situation where like you're at, she's at such low percent that you aren't gonna keep your invincibility very long, but you know like the crown's coming, so it's just like, when do I throw? Like, do I even try to throw it?
I don't know, a little misinput
Definitely misinput there. That was crown.
Back air gonna take another big blow to Onua here and saving her life, I think.
Yeah. I think
would have been close.
She would have had to up B, and then she could have easily died in that exchange.
Forward are doing her a lot of favors at the very least.
Yeah.
We'll see if there's a little blunderbuss.
I'm surprised it didn't kill on Town and City.
Especially with max rage, right?
Yeah.
Any grab's gonna take the stock though, and there it is. Great pickup from Onua.
Yeah.
A little slow on the up tilt, but still going to manage. Not out of the question. Definitely a cheesable stock. Will down throw forward or dash attack before I can get it. Ooh, big damage.
Or something like that. Ridley's up B is probably good enough. He would have made that back, but it's just.
Ooh, Nair, sour spot. How can I take that stock? Ooh, landing on the stage. Almost survives again.
Yeah.
I mean, big bodies, for sure. That one played out very interesting. A lot of things went just wrong for Onua that game, but Caden was always there to capitalize. He didn't, of course, he's given those opportunities, but he still has to execute, and he did so every single time there.
Right. And then Caden hasn't given as many opportunities for her to propose. Like, we've seen it sometimes, where it's swung her momentum, but it's very telling that, most of the time, he's on stage and she's off stage, right? Her stuff not killing is partially because he's kept such good stage control that he's not being put in as dangerous a situation as he could be.
Yeah, that's a great point. We're definitely not seeing a lot of moments where, Onua is in complete control and just kind of slowly burning the game down, slow burn type playstyle. It's definitely very, very much like momentum. Wants to build the momentum, wants to kind of run you over, wants you to panic. We're on a Byleth here. I'm a little surprised to see it because that hero was doing well. But we'll see how they play this one out. Scary position already might be dead. Looks like we are. Quick 0 to death from Caden here on this. Byleth just locked in from Onua.
Yeah. Barely didn't wait long enough on that air dodge.
These set pieces, these strings that you do so many times to your character that you know the timing on every little difference in scenario, that's what we're seeing here. The neutral attack into that down tilt, Caden's done that 1,000,000 times, knows exactly the timing, getting these strings to go, doing so much damage to Onua already at 120 in their second slot.
Because I feel like the last sets, she just played too cleanly for her to get a chance to get in. And I feel like Byleth is not nearly as lethal as Kayla. We saw that game 1, right?
Scary position. Oh, that's it.
That's surprising. I thought she would grab the bottom of the stage.
You cannot grab the bottom. You have to grab the wall.
Yes, it hates ceilings, but it only likes walls. That's right.
Yeah, because they probably just didn't code anything for a ceiling grab.
Because is it both sides or just that side where the bottom of the stage?
It flattens out the bottom and there's just slants. It's not very clear. I wish it was more clear where the boundaries were.
You just have to up B and pray one of these slants, please be there. Save me.
Back, it's just it's finicky. It's a great recovery, but you can get put in spots. That's the Ridley classic right there. Doing that little side B, popping them up under the stage, hitting that soft nair, pushing them under. That is the bread and butter this character often goes for. We're going back to Ridley, or K-Rool rather.
Yeah, I think the idea of Byleth isn't too bad of hey, let me play a character that maybe possibly can do do different things or do better in neutral and maybe has a better recovery. But I feel like Caden's just playing too well that I feel like her win condition is definitely just I need to just make my one in go as far as possible, and K-Rool's been able to do it, but not if Caden just smothers her this much.
Yeah, I think it's difficult because you want to kind of go for a bit of a switch up maybe on the pacing, and that's what Onua always loves to do. But it's just difficult, and jumping into a set with someone that is a solo main. They play one character all the time.
Yeah.
They're very good at their character. You try to pull out your secondary, it's not quite warm, it's not moving as fast. You can just get run over so quick. We saw that in that game 3.
K-Rool's definitely the character she played the least with. I can tell you that.
It was interesting because it started out so strong in this set. We're seeing a bit of a massive deficit here in game 4. But, a down smash going to take that stock.
Yeah.
We're seeing some life here from Onua.
Just do the KC Classic. If you just don't die, you can still win.
It's always possible.
Yeah, especially against with K-Rool, right? You just need a good sequence, and then she might have already been dead there.
Yeah, we're going into this. It's going to be very difficult to make up this deficit. just with like the way Ridley like plays the game. Yeah, it's just really difficult to avoid all those hitboxes.
Right. And as time went on, Kaden was like just figuring out like, oh, here's how I get around K roll up B. So like even though she was able to get close enough to stage, she was just like, oh, if I have enough time, I can just like hug the stage and then jump back and like.
Yeah, and once you're comfortable doing that, it's just like it's so easy to do that. It can be difficult. Like Caden's one of those players where once they have a read on how you're playing the game, like he just strikes. Like he just goes in. He does not hold back at all.
Right.
And was able to find so many openings where most players might not find them, and they might not be as patient to like wait and let you show your cards. And that's kind of what we saw with his set versus Enzo, where he's kind of just letting Enzo show him what he wants to do. And then just goes hard once he knows those things.
Yeah.